You hear that? We're
Now
starting.
recording.
I heard you.
We're starting.
Now
Cory.
recording.
What's up, bro?
Do you like good pizza or do you prefer great pizza?
What the hell are you saying? Who would answer
I-
good pizza in that scenario?
Maybe somebody doesn't have high hopes in their pizza and they're like, all right, just
Ye-
keep it standard. I don't want nothing fancy. I don't want you to try to go overboard. Just give me the good pizza. I don't need the great pizza. I don't need your
sometimes,
vegetarian lover pizza. I just want a good cheese.
or like if you're trying to serve like a bunch of people, right? You don't need great pizza with like a million toppings. It's like perfect to your taste. You need good pizza that everybody will eat. You know, there's a case for good and great pizza, Cory.
Yeah. It's not a very hard question. I don't know why this is boggling your little brain.
What's boggling my little brain is like those shorts leave nothing to the imagination. You trek through the jungle in that?
I got a spelunk. I get clothes in the way.
You're also gonna get like tetanus or something.
I got the shot.
Is that a fucking BlackBerry on your side?
I mean, probably.
Yeah, what application is open on there? It looks like an email app or something.
All I see are tits, but I assume yes, that was error appropriate.
Also,
Hamster,
are we
stand
allowed to
straight.
bring guns? Are we allowed to bring guns to the podcast?
Also,
No.
hamster, move like an inch to your left.
This is great for audio podcasting.
I meant to your right.
Oh my goodness.
Stay.
All right, well,
I'm sure
Right
it's great
here?
for audio podcasting. You're the one who chose to be that dreadful, like it's your
hey,
skull.
I was Hello Kitty.
Yeah, the Hello Kitty was also a nightmare.
Hello
though.
Kitty doesn't have a mouth.
But she must scream.
She must scream, yeah.
Good shit. Good shit. All right.
How do we sound on Twitch, guys?
I don't know.
On Twitch, guys.
You know that you know when I told you to do that thing for me and tell me how we sound
No,
on Twitch?
I'm already in here.
You should just have your settings saved. Why do you keep
we sound
fucking
fine.
things up?
Yeah, do we sound fine?
Yeah, we sound fine. Oh, my legs are in the fucking thing though, huh?
Oh god.
As
yeah.
a jungle trekker can confirm, we all wear that. Why doesn't the capybara have legs though?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan Capybara, and we sound good. Thank you, Soul.
All right.
Just stand back up. You look worse when you have no body. It's because he can't sit right. Something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
And he refuses to change every week into different women like us. What
Well,
that says about us, I don't know.
Yeah.
What it says about
keep it
him is even
consistent.
worse. That's his persona.
I'm keeping it consistent.
He's comfortable with his gerbilness.
No, I just never launch VR chat, so I never look at the other avatars.
I legit run to the avatar search before we do an episode and find something new.
Yeah, no, he ran to the Hello Kitty world and found a Hello Kitty.
I did.
I can never think of good characters to be. I don't know. That's too much work.
Just type in.
I'm really
boobies and see
bad
what
at
comes
like
up.
character creators and stuff. I'll do it for like 2 hours, then I'll just randomize 5 times and go.
But my cat is
Like-
pushing my chair. I'm gonna start swiveling like The Exorcist in a second.
No, I'm no good with character creators.
Tom,
Such great height, Cory. Such
Tom,
great height.
how about video games?
Oh, are you trying to tell me to start the episode?
I'm trying to tell you how about video games. I didn't say start the episode. I would have said start the episode if I wanted
Video
you to start the
games
episode.
are a waste of time, and there's no future in that field.
Tom, what's the best video game on the GameCube? And why is it
GameCube, huh?
Dark Cloud?
Dark Cloud's not on the GameCube.
Yes,
That's a
it is.
PS2 game. It's not.
Dark Cloud's PS2.
Yeah, what are you
Almost
talking about?
certain it was on the GameCube.
I can tell you it wasn't.
Okay, well then,
I believe it was published by Sony.
why?
Yeah, I put a lot of hours into Dark Cloud.
Why do you both know Dark Cloud so well?
Because
Because
it's
it's the fucking
sweet.
launch game for the PS2. What are you talking about?
Oh, I meant Dark Cloud 2.
Dark Cloud 2 is very much exclusive to the PS2
Why is that one
Yeah.
more exclusive?
because that came out way later, back when GameCube stopped getting like fucking third-party support.
Okay, why is the best game ever Super Mario Sunshine?
No, that's not true at all.
Okay.
You got Pikmin, you got Louis' Mansion.
Who's
what
Louis and
else?
why does he have a mansion?
Louis got a lot of money and decided to buy a big old mansion.
I'm
It's
sure
a good
that's
game.
true.
It's full of ghosts.
Yeah.
It's got
Um,
Smash too. What? I mean, like, even if you don't like it, it's very popular.
They had
You know.
Batten Kaitos. That was like a card battling game. And Lost Kingdom. That was also a card battling game. So maybe
Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Yes, that was GameCube, I think, right?
That was GameCube.
Okay, yeah, that's a good game. Jungle Beat's a
Yeah.
good game.
Yeah, Donkey Konga and Jungle Beat were both GameCube.
What about
Oh.
Nightfire?
What is that? Is that the one with the dragon on the cover?
No,
Which is like-
that's one of those Pierce
Oh,
Brosnan
Bond.
games.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Was there a like snowboarding or jet ski game for the GameCube?
I'm sure there
Well,
was.
there was Wave Race Blue Storm, Blue something. I think it was Blue Storm. That was
You
the
know what else
jet
was
ski
on
one.
GameCube? It was a sick title. It was Firefox Adventure.
Star Fox. Star Fox.
Star
Adventure?
Fox. What did I say? Firefox? Yeah, the
Firefox,
browser.
the movie starring is that Harrison Ford and stuff in Firefox?
Oh, is that one of those browser-based games like Chrome Hound and
yeah.
Chrono was a 360 game. What are you talking about?
I'm making a
And,
joke about a browser-based
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It made
Keep
total
up.
sense when I was saying that. No,
Keep
I felt
up.
stupid.
Yeah,
I was trying to come up with an
way
opera
behind.
one before you know.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
I was trying to think of one for Netscape Navigator.
You can say Final Fantasy 6 had the best scene when you went on the browser. The opera scene.
Oh, okay. I
Once
didn't
you
play
jumped online.
I didn't play Final Fantasy 6, but I would just have to assume there was some opera in
Yeah.
it.
You've
Yeah,
never heard
just-
about the opera scene in Final Fantasy 6?
No, why is that shocking?
Because that's the only thing people talk about in that fucking game.
I know fucking Blizzball from Final Fantasy 10 and 10X.
I'm sorry.
2 had women in it.
Do you know about Jet
Oh,
and that
boy.
he is Sin?
Yes.
He's in
Jet
what?
You
is
don't bite the
Sin.
hand that feeds you.
He's in what?
Jet is Sin. Jet is Sin.
Who's on
He's a
first?
giant-
Spoilers. Jet is Sin.
Jet is a giant space dream whale.
What?
Jet is Sin.
Let me tell you about Final
No,
Fantasy.
Sin is
10.
the dream whale. Jet is the guy, but Jet is Sin.
So you're just being redundant. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Drop
Jet
the
is
middleman.
Sin.
Tom, tell me about video games that are happening now and not games that came out when the audience that watches this were dead, not alive.
Can I start the fucking episode?
Yeah, I thought this is the cold open.
We're talking about good pizza, great pizza.
Hello and welcome to episode 38 of Digital Deliberations, brought to you by Dynamyte. Hello, my name is Thomas. I am here as Lara Croft, I believe. I can't remember what avatar I picked, but I look down, I see giant titties, so that does add up. I'm looking over to my buddy Cory over here as weird, neat girl in Persona 5. I didn't like Persona 5, so I don't remember any of the characters' names. Yeah, sure, whatever. And we got Gerbil Man coming in for the 12th
Not a
straight episode.
gerbil.
You're very clearly a gerbil.
That's
I'm a
Curvelo over
capybara.
there. Yeah.
Sorry,
Like
I'm
Kerbals.
fighting a cat to do this.
The Kerbal Space Program. And we got some news. We got some stuff going on. We got not a lot, but it's early yet in the year. So I just guess we'll jump into the news here. We have Stadia. You guys remember Stadia?
No. No, I don't.
No, what's Stadia?
It was a service that Google released back in 2018, I believe. I believe that was the era when that came out. It was a streaming service, but you bought the games exclusively on the Stadia service. So you buy them on their service and then streams to you. So you never get a physical game downloaded or physical download, but a digital download of the game. It's always streaming off of their servers.
Tom, physical downloads are what companies fear.
Tell me about it. 3D printers are the devil. They are officially ending the service on the 18th, which is a few days away. And the controllers, well, this is old news, but they're giving out refunds for everybody who made purchases with the Stadia service. So everybody who bought stuff should be getting things a refund in Google credit or some fucking bullshit.
What the hell is Google credit?
You can probably use
Play
it
Play
any
Store
Google
and
service.
yeah, you can buy hardware and stuff.
You can
think
buy. You can use Google Pay like anywhere too. Like if you have money in a Google Wallet, you can I use it at the gas station. Like you can use it anywhere.
Oh man, could I use it to buy some Google glasses?
Probably not.
Yeah, totally. But oh my god, shut the fuck up.
No, we're going to talk about this more. What other failed Google products can we talk about?
You want to pull up the website and pick out a few choices?
Yeah, Hangouts. Remember Hangouts?
Hangouts is still technically a thing.
I know. I'm hanging on for dear life on it. I love it.
Yeah, I gave up after everybody jumped ship. There was no point.
I still
have a
use it.
Telegram. Yeah.
Is it fun? Is it good? I've never used it. I've never used most Google services.
I mean, it's all right.
Who
works.
are you? I don't use iMessage and I don't use Hangouts. I don't use that Gmail. What do you use? What are you on?
He sends ravens.
You cunts of the people make me use fucking Discord for one-on-one chats. It's fucking awful. Stop it.
I just use Discord.
I hate Discord. I hate it.
I like Discord.
I enjoy Discord. I don't understand why you hate Discord so much.
It's fine for a server setting when you have a group of people like in a chat room, but the individual messaging sucks. The message list sucks. Finding anything you need sucks. I fucking hate it. It's awful. It's a restriction of thing you can upload. Fuck it. Fuck Discord and people use it as their goddamn messaging service.
I don't have any of the issues you do with Discord.
Yeah.
I have Nitro and I love it.
I have Nitro too.
Tom, how many people do you have to message? Like, I'm sorry, your extensive list of friends?
Yeah, I have some friends. I talk to people.
You talk to a hamster.
And about the limits
leave
of
my
files
hamster buddy alone.
The limits of files you can upload, like, that has almost never been a problem for me. Certainly not since I got Nitro.
It's extremely slow, and it's only up to, 100 megs or something?
I don't know. I don't use it to send files. I don't send files.
Alright, so it's not a your problem, it's a me problem.
Yeah, man.
Why are you sending so many files?
Because I edit videos. What are you talking about?
You edit videos?
I do.
I'll wait to see that day.
Well, why would you send them over Discord, nerd? It's not the right thing to do that with.
Yeah,
because of people like you who refuse to use decent messaging services.
Why wouldn't you just use a Google a Google?
You don't send me the video.
A Google Drive or any number of like online web cloud-based services to send files.
I don't like sending things through Google Drive. It's a pain in the ass. And plus, they're often give you things that's like, hey, you've used too much data for the month. Come back later because we're Google. Fuck Google Drive.
That's just how it be, man.
Sona says Hangouts is meat now, isn't it? And I'm going to respond by saying, I have no idea.
Google Meets is like they always keep changing shit that's like perfectly fine. Like they had Hangouts and then they try to break into two different programs. One was the audio chat, and I think they did video chat too, and then they tried to do a separate one for text only. And then they made Meets and combined them again, but they still left Hangouts on the side. They keep doing weird shit. They can't just get their stuff together. It's really aggravating. That's why I stopped using Google stuff, because they keep fucking with it.
Meets like MEATS. Google
no, they
Meets.
shouldn't. That's the next Grinder.
And it's like I was gonna say.
Tom, what do you know about Grinder?
I know it's like Tinder for the gays.
It's not like Tinder for the gays. It is much more aggressively sex.
I'm pointing in your direction, but I can't because I don't have VR hands. I'm indicating your direction.
Okay, you go ahead and do that. So Stadia's going away, huh?
Yes. Stadia is officially ending services. They released their final game that was coming out yesterday, something like that, some small game.
Did they release it on things that matter that aren't Stadia?
Well, there was a Stadia game that was exclusive, and they released that on other platforms maybe a month ago. It looked pretty cool. It's called
wasn't that Sonic game? The one that looked like Sonic?
No, I don't think so. This one was called like Wave Riders or something like that. It was cool looking. It looked almost like a Wind Waker. I got it. I didn't play it yet. But
it was one where you like ran across the water as some sort of witch.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it looked like the best Sonic game ever.
No, I thought you about
Spark
the Jester.
Spark the Jester. What are you talking about?
Spark the Jester is that game that all this, the recovering Sonic fans all said, "Oh, this is how Sonic should have been made." And the first one was 2D. And then 2 and 3 were both 3D. I played a bit of 3. You start off in a car and you're like Tokyo drifting everywhere, and then you do the Sonic rail running that you do in Sonic games, and it seemed more competent than a Sonic game. I don't know. I didn't play much of it, but
is that the Narcan for addicts of Sonic? Is that what resuscitates them?
Go look at the Steam review. That's pretty much what they are. It's like, yeah, man, I am a recovering Sonic addict, and this game is actually decently made. But yeah,
Sonic
Stadia.
Fans or
oh my god.
Else?
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, they're a special breed.
It's Sonic fans are so like Sonic 06 is a notoriously terrible game in both design and coding. The game crashes, it has glitches, and the design of the game is terrible. But there is an active project right now. People are trying to recreate Sonic 06 for PC because they can't let it be. They can't accept that the game's bad and locked to a shitty console. and they just refuse to let it be. Like, we need to bring this shitty game to modern platforms so we can really experience it. I just don't get it. There's so many better games to do that with, but they just love these shitty Sonic games so much.
It's a true fandom of the character and the worlds. And
What's the
like,
fandom?
I don't know.
Attitude eats chili dogs. Like, what
Sonic
the fuck
fans
are
are
they clinging on
obsessive.
to?
It is like cult-like behavior, and
I
I
just
mean,
don't
like,
get
good
it.
for them. It's mostly healthy. But some of these people do need
Here,
help.
let me help you out. The fandom's horny weirdos, and they want to bone that Rouge the Bat.
They want to bone Sonic, but they also want Sonic to be their best
and
friend.
then they also want tails and diapers for some bizarre reason. Even though I don't think he wears
Don't forget-
pants.
And like every fetish merges at Sonic, right?
It's like
every
it's the
fetish.
singularity of perversion.
Yeah,
We were talking about Hangouts like 2 minutes ago. What happened?
We're talking about Sonic. Once you start talking about Sonic, you're getting into inflation fetishes. You know that. We've been there.
It doesn't take a long time.
I turned my head slightly left, and there's a giant floating Sonic head.
There is one. We can see Sonic
Oh
from
my
here.
god, he's watching us.
It's right next to Sucker
It's
Punch.
like 1984.
The best combination of things.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, he's doing his thing. Anyway, Stadia's ending, and what Google is doing, which is actually pretty cool, is that the controller they were using for Stadia, it was, as of right now, you can use it with anything via X input, via the USB-C input. But natively, they use a Wi-Fi to connect directly to your router, so you don't have like latency and input to play this games via streaming. But it has Bluetooth on it; it's just disabled. So they say next week, they're releasing software that's going to update the firmware to make the Bluetooth work, so you can just use it like a regular computer controller, which is cool.
Yeah, we like Google being a good guy about that. That's really cool.
The controller is nice. I like their controller, and I don't know if you guys remember OnLive. It was a similar thing to Stadia, just way before its time. It's like 2014, 2015, that thing was out. It was a little console that was also all streaming. But when that went out of service, they just like, you can't use the box and you can't use the controller anymore. It's just, they're fucking gone.
They just like bricked it, essentially.
Yeah, they're useless. So it's good they didn't go that route.
But we love to see it.
Yeah. So that's two of my news stories. I forgot that there's an actual hard date for Stadia ending. That's this week. But yeah, that should be out next week for that controller firmware. I do have at least one of the controllers somewhere around here. And I'll update it, see how it works. It's a solid. What's up?
Why do you have a Stadia?
They had a promotion for people who are on the higher tier of the Google suite. So I think Taylor and I both got free Stadia controller and Stadia Chromecast. It was a Chromecast device that has specific firmware that enabled Stadia. If like your standard standard Chromecast couldn't support it, so they have the special ones that were sent out, and they were supposed to be updated. I don't know if they ever updated the old ones to work. It was an in progress thing, but yeah, it's a free pack. I played exactly one game on Stadia. I played Panzer Dragoon Remake, and it worked perfectly fine. And I was like, I own this game. I don't need Stadia. So I never played it again. But I still have that controller and that Chromecast.
Well, maybe you'll find a use for that controller. Does the Chromecast work outside of that? Like, can you just...
Oh, yeah, it's a standard Chromecast. You can just beam whatever you want over to it. I just don't... I don't have no use for a Chromecast.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I use a controller with my Raspberry Pi or my Mister. One of those little small console things I got. It's solid. I just use a cable for it, but it's cool. I can use Bluetooth now.
Handy.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna move on from that. How you doing over there, Poindexter?
I'm setting up our cameras. Don't worry. First of all, why is the hamster at like a weird angle?
My apologies.
Did the fucking queen enter the bar? Why are you at attention?
Too soon, bro. Too soon.
Oh, that's right. She's dead. Anyways, God, Tom, why don't you tell me more about how much you want to play Diablo 4?
Well, I would be interested in playing Diablo 4 if it wasn't run by a bunch of monsters. I don't know if you heard about this company called Activision. They've had some problems these past few years with a lot of very troubling things, and I've decided not to support them. And Microsoft's actively trying to buy them. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Microsoft is trying to buy Activision. You're going to exorcist on me.
No.
And
I'm just listening. My apologies. Yes.
no, not you. The one with the hands.
There
Oh,
is
God.
there is a cat on my lap. I'm sorry. This is how I have to sit. Keep going.
He's this big.
I think he's on my
Meow.
cigarette. Where'd it go? Keep going.
Instead of just letting this deal happen and let me buy or play Diablo 4 in any way, it's the European. What is it? The European Union or whatever they are. Are
Whatever
now
those
trying
guys
to
are.
block. Yeah, it's those people over across the pond there. I don't
Those
give a shit about Europe.
weirdos with their different languages.
Yeah, it's fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
You can like get in your car and drive to like 4 different countries within 4 hours. It's fucking weird. You can't do that. You can't do that here. It takes 4 hours just to get to Canada. And then where do you go from there?
I think that really
Antarctica?
that depends on what part of the United States you're in. If you're in
Well,
Buffalo,
we
New
are
York,
all-
it takes like 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, but Buffalo, New York for us is about 4 hours away.
I mean, what kind of weirdo goes to Buffalo, New York, not trying to buy a dog?
Not trying to buy a dog. Nobody. Trying to buy a dog is this guy right here. Yeah. So the EU is now trying to put a antitrust law blockage on the merger. I'm not sure what that has to do with an American company. I don't know. There's some kind
Both
of.
American
I don't know a lot of.
companies, right?
Exactly. So I'm not exactly sure unless some kind of trade agreements for the games coming out over there or some shit, but it doesn't seem like they're involved in any way in what happens over here. Because there's more important things going on they can interfere with. But yeah, they're trying to do a antitrust thing. So what it sounds like is they have like a list of demands more than an actual blockage of the actual sale. So
Our,
that's like
our first demand. Release some games, Microsoft.
you must bring him back. I don't know, Guitar Hero or something.
Guitar
Ooh,
Hero.
yeah.
What else is Activision on? We must have a new Pitfall. Bring back Space Ace. I don't know who in Space Ace.
What's a Blizzard property people want to see again?
A
The
Warcraft
original
game
Warcraft 3?
that is
The original Warcraft 3 that isn't like the
an
horribly
unfucked up
upgraded
version.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Unfucked up version of Warcraft 3 and maybe
remastered.
Warcraft 4.
They have remastered StarCrafts, right?
Oh yeah, StarCraft 1 remastered was like the first one I did. I think that came with
didn't fuck that
StarCraft
up.
2. I have no idea. That was a while ago though. I heard Diablo 2 is a little shaky too. That remake they did for that.
I don't know.
But I heard they put together a really good version of Rock and Roll Racing.
Rock and roll! I've never played that. Is it good?
Yeah, it's like one of those isometric racers that was on the Super Nintendo. It's fine. Yeah. I forgot what the sequel is called, but it's another one of those. Let's see here.
Ridge Racer.
So what are the list of demands, Tom?
They haven't released them yet.
Oh.
It is saying, hey, we have something coming for you guys.
We have some demands. Oh boy, I don't want to piss off the EU. What a powerful body right there.
They're probably swirling in their chair, petting their cat. Yes, Microsoft, you do what we say.
Is that your Eurotrash accent?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, there's more Activision news, but on the Blizzard side too, huh?
Yeah. Over on the, you guys ever heard of this country called China?
I think you mean China.
Yeah, that might be what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a
not
small
doing Trump.
country
We're not doing Trump impressions anymore, guys. It's a little late. Keep going.
Yeah, you're right.
Or too early. Oh.
Mm.
Get off the couch.
He is running again. Is
he really?
Yeah, you already announced.
Oh, fucking Christ.
He is limping towards that finish line.
I mean, he can't give it up, but that's like because then he would like admit that it's all a farce. But that's a whole other conversation for another time.
Frankly, it was Micromaniacs. No, Micro Machines is a different isometric racer, but that wasn't by Rockstar. That's by Codemasters or one of those European companies. I can't remember which one makes it, but there's a million versions of that game, including the Tycho themed one. You guys remember Tycho remote control cars? Oh, that was subtitled "Assault with a Battery," which is the best subtitle for a video game ever.
That is pretty good.
Domestic abuse. So anyway, China, there's this company within China called NetEase, which handles a lot of their video game operations. I believe they're also a developer. If not a developer, they're just a publisher that has a lot of partnerships, but they handle a lot of the online gaming. So Blizzard has a deal with NetEase. It was a 14-year contract, I believe it was, and it's now ending in the end of this month. So at the end of this month, there is nothing in place to continue service of Blizzard games in China. So World of Warcraft, Overwatch, whatever, is just going to go down in China. It's going to be gone.
A problem.
The only thing that's not affected is Diablo Immortal because it has its own separate agreement. So that's going to continue. Okay, Cory, you gotta stop doing what you're doing. You're like the fucking Spider Woman coming at me. Like,
sorry,
like fucking.
I have a cat, Tom. I don't know what to tell you. One of
What's
us.
the movie where the girl comes on TV? Is that Ring?
Yeah, it's the Ring. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you look like the Ring lady.
The cat really wants to play. I'm sorry. I'm loved by my pet.
My dog is actually down. Thankfully, she was very hyper earlier. But yeah, so people in China can't play Blizzard games, which is, I mean, good for them.
I mean, that's gonna upset. I mean, China is a huge World of Warcraft user.
Yeah, they love Blizzard games.
They do.
For one reason or another.
Yeah, they do. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Activision side, because I know like Call of Duty and stuff over there is pretty big.
Call of Duty.
The Warzone one, the free to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
It didn't mention that. It just said Blizzard. And it was. When did Activision buy Blizzard? Was that 14 years ago? Was it late 2000s? Because there were Vivendi. Before that. I don't know when that happened. Anyway, as far as I know, Activision's not infected. It's just the Blizzard side of things. I don't know. You guys have anything to say? Any feelings?
I don't know. I am conflicted because a lot of Chinese companies are like really beholden to the Chinese government, right? Like TikTok, for example. Like they're
TikTok
just
is evil.
Yeah, TikTok's just straight up giving all your data to the Chinese government.
But you can see that kid do a backflip.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see that dog sliding on ice. It was hilarious. You see that dog sliding on ice?
You can buy pink sauce and get fucking food poisoning. Like,
do you remember pink sauce? I remember pink sauce.
Yeah, it was just foul. This lady was making this pink sauce and like putting it on everything, and then she started selling it, and people were getting it, and it was like it would smell bad. It was making people sick. Honestly, it makes me nauseous thinking about it. And I didn't have to smell the stuff.
Yeah, it looked like Pepto.
That's what I assumed it was when you said pink sauce. But
it like literally looked like Pepto Bismol. It was like ranch dyed pink, and it was unrefrigerated and being shipped across the country.
Interesting.
You kind of you need to.
Do we have an FDA for this?
Yeah. She didn't.
Actually, I think the FDA is involved now. Like, I think she's getting a product line somehow.
Isn't Thousand Islands dressing already pretty pink?
Look, I don't know. It was like, it's like pink. Like pink, Tom. Like our set pink. Like cartoon pink. Like absurd levels of pink. Like unhealthy levels of pink.
Pink?
Yeah, pink.
Tom, what else we got on the docket?
I'm being informed that Micromaniacs is in fact a different game than Micro Machines, and I am unaware of what Micromaniacs is, so I'll probably have to take a look. I'm going to assume it's the same thing but reskinned because they did that a lot. Let's take a look here. Japan sales, yes. Japan sold almost $3 billion worth of physical games and hardware over the year of 2022, which is very high. It's an increase over 2021. And almost all of the top sellers in the list for the top 10 best-selling games of the year are all Nintendo Switch games, with the only exception of number 10 being Elden Ring.
What were the games? Do you know? Do you have the list?
They were Nintendo games. There was Pokemon several times. There was Kirby. Kirby was on there. Just name a Nintendo released game, and it was on that list.
Okay, so Nintendo has Japan by the balls, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So that Switch is doing very well for them over there, and the physical media in general is doing very well for them, which is the opposite of what's going on in Europe, because Europe's actually seeing a decrease in sales, both digital and physical. And everybody in the US is doing their thing. I don't think consoles are anywhere near as big as they were. Not to mention that there's no real reason to get the new consoles because everything's still on the old systems.
Yeah. They've kind of plateaued a little.
The most embarrassing thing about the PS5 launch is that The first game I got still had one of those fucking. Do you want to take the lower frame rate with the higher quality video, or do you want to take the frame rate option? Like you'd think they would iron that out for at least the first set of games, and then later on they'd have the option when things got a little more, more complex. It's funny to see that option like this early in the generation of consoles. It doesn't bode well for the hardware. I don't
No.
get consoles. just ship. Everybody should just make a PC and ship the PC instead of doing these proprietary consoles. They don't really have a place anymore.
Well, and I mean, also, I think if you get a PC, it costs less over time.
In terms of game prices, yes, because your console games are always expensive as fuck.
Well, I mean, like the PC might cost more upfront, but like if you're getting an Xbox and a PlayStation, and you're getting one of each generation,
I'm not sure if people are still
that's
buying both consoles. I don't know.
some people do.
Maybe.
Still, even if you had like a PS3 and then you got a PS4 and you got a PS5, like you could have had started with a decent PC instead of the PS3.
There's no PC
And
back in the PS3 launch that you'd still be using these days.
you could have like got new parts for it.
I
I
mean,
guess no, your board would
what's
probably be out.
yeah, that was the Core
Yeah.
2 Duo days, so that's
Yeah,
long gone.
maybe PS4 through PS5. Yeah, I don't know.
I know I built so you can get some pretty cheap computers off the internet for like those little desk terminals you get for an office or whatever, with the little Dell Wise machines or the little ThinkPad, not ThinkPad, the Think centers
Yeah.
that are like, I don't know, maybe $50 on eBay, and they have generation 4, 5 Intels in them, and they still work pretty well for a basic little computer. So yeah, I mean, not too far off unless you're trying to play some high frame rates or some streaming, which you can't do. You need more hardware for that. But if you just
Yeah.
want to play, I don't know, games these days don't seem that intense. Where you can, I said intense, really weird. It doesn't seem intensive enough where majority of games would probably still work with an older processor. Like maybe the Callisto protocol would be a little demanding. But if you had like, how far back would
Speaking
I
of,
say would you need like a video card to have games played decently these days? Like maybe even like a 900 series GTX card would still work if you put like low settings or something.
yeah, I mean,
What the
I don't think
fuck
you
is he
have
doing?
to go. I think over the course of the lifetime of the PC, I think it ends up being more valuable
Cory,
in
these
general.
these these framings must better be the best fucking things I've ever seen.
I'm sorry, I expect perfection, Tom. Keep talking about your
Also,
shit.
With this
I
crew?
just to sideline real quick, I heard that Callisto Protocol did not do so hot.
Yeah, it had a lot of
And
bad buzz at the launch due to a bunch of performance issues. The only version that didn't have a lot of major issues was the PS5 version.
mm,
I think they canceled the previous console release version, so there was no PS4 or Xbox One version. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they canceled those. Or maybe there was no Xbox One version, but there was an PS4 release. I don't know. I can easily Google this and find out, but I don't want to.
yeah, that
But
was
don't
one
even,
that I was like almost interested in, but I think I might just get the Dead Space remake.
I just don't see why you'd want to play the Dead Space remake. Like, the Callisto Protocol is something new. The Dead Space remake
Yeah,
is the Dead Space game, just new. It's like,
yeah.
wouldn't you go with the game that's a new game if that was what you were into? It just seems weird. Everybody seems to be, fiending for this Dead Space remake. The old Dead Space looks perfectly fine. It's totally playable these days.
I don't know what happened. I thought I had it, but it's not in my Steam library anymore.
It might be on your EA library. There was an era where there was a glitch on the EA store, and you can like abuse this coupon for $20, and you can get like any game that's $20 or less for free. So a lot of people just abused the shit out of that and got like every game that EA offered at that time for high discount slash free. So that's why I have like 50 games in my EA Origins library. So maybe you
Mm,
did that as well. I own Dead Space
yeah,
on
I'm gonna have
EA
to check.
Origins. Yeah, you should install Playnite. It's a very nice piece of software that will aggregate all your different storefronts into one program.
Ooh, that does sound useful.
It also does emulation too, so you can throw your ROMs and stuff in there. You're a
Hmm.
naughty, naughty boy.
I
Yeah.
don't like
So,
that phrasing there.
uh, Ubisoft had their financial press release, whatever you do with the shareholders.
Mm-hmm,
They had some statements to be made
Statement to the
about
shareholder usually.
yeah. Uh,
mm-hmm.
they said they're well under expectations for the year of 2022. They underperformed in multiple games, including the new Mario vs. Rabbids and that year's version of Just Dance. They
What?
made a
They make that?
yeah, they make Just Dance.
I didn't know that.
Have you never seen a Just Dance presentation at the Ubisoft conference at E3 when they have all the fucking people come
Okay,
out and
I'm gonna
dance and
stop you
shit?
right there. I've never watched an E3. I've never played a Just Dance. So
Just Dance isn't a very good game, but it's very all ages. It was very big on the Wii. It's carried on to the Switch and all that stuff. I mean, it's on every console, but it was really big on the Wii when you had like the motion controls and shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And same thing with the Switch version. You can use the motion controls if you so want. Little kids love it. Parents buy it for the kids. It's a very common thing. I think it came up for the Wii until like 2016 or something, like some crazy year, like well past the Wii's lifeline. Maybe even 2019. It was a long time. Game sold gangbusters. But they said how those games undersold, and people only want to play games that are with popular characters or something like that, or popular franchises. And they were talking about the Mario game underperforming, and I thought that was a funny thing to say.
That's pretty double-sided there.
Yeah, only want the hot new games with
But
popular franchises. Yeah,
I strongly disagree. I think indie titles are doing better than ever,
yeah,
and I think they're dumb.
yeah. They've canceled 3 unannounced games. They have delayed Skull and Bones, which I think they're contractually obligated to finish because that game was announced back when the time that Sea of Thieves was announced, and Sea of Thieves has been a game that's been playable for like what 4 or 5 years now.
It's old, yeah. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
So this game is it's still coming out. I'm using some air quotes. As well as Beyond Good and Evil 2 is also coming out.
hey, that was
Yeah,
one of the news stories I
sure.
put.
Oh. Uh oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Did it,
literally the next one. So yeah,
okay.
crazy how they say it's gonna come out.
Yeah, so it's still being in development. So I guess they didn't claim as much as it actually coming out, but it's being actively developed on. It's what did that story say, Cory?
It was just like a branch of the story you just talked about. How Ubisoft claims it's not canceled, it's coming out, guys. Don't worry.
I don't know.
Please,
The
please still give us your money.
Beyond Good Evil 1 ended on a cliffhanger, and then the trailer they showed for 2 was just like some monkey dude. It had nothing to do with the main character from the first game. So you're like, what are they even doing? Unless it's one of those things where it's like a side character or you play multiple heroes or some shit, but it's just weird how they'd kind of string along the sequel to a game and just not have the main character from the first one in it. Bizarre. I don't know. What do you
Video
guys think?
games.
Any comments on Ubisoft and their
I think they're stinky doo-doo heads that don't know what gamers want.
they kind of do because they're talking about live service games and how live service seems to be the way, and I think they're doing more with that, but they already have a lot of live service games. They have all the Tom Clancy things going on, Division 2. There's a new Division game coming out. Uh Siege is still going strong. I know they canceled a lot of their mobile games. They've put those end of life. Yeah, that's Ubisoft doing things.
Yeah, I guess.
If you guys want to talk about Royland, because those are just allegations and didn't really have much to do with video games.
Um,
Well,
it's not just
It's
allegations, so we should
it's not
briefly
just
mention it.
allegations.
Are there actual?
There's text
Yeah,
messages of him talking to 15 and 16-year-old girls.
Oh, that's creepy. That is
Yeah.
something that is not good.
Yeah. No, that's the. I mean, apparently it's been kind of an open secret that he's a creepy guy, but I kind of always assumed
The
he
guy,
was.
the
Yeah,
guy who does the Rick and Morty voice is creepy.
but there's at least two instances I've come across with text messages of him talking to 15 and 16-year-old girls, one of which where he says, "You better not, show anyone these messages, you bitch, LOL." And he was 35 when he sent that, so that's really cringy and creepy. It's
yeah, that's a bummer. Not
was
really
the
like a
previous
bummer.
message?
It's a bummer that people like that exist. Not that like I don't care about Rick and Morty. It's a bummer for the people that all worked on High on Life because they worked really hard on
I mean,
a
it's a
cool,
bummer for the
funny
people who work
game,
on Rick
and
and Morty too. There's a lot of people who are creepy
yeah,
freaked on Rick and Morty.
like it's not a bummer for Royland. It's a bummer for everyone that's hurt by it. Yeah, fucking go figure.
Was the previous message? LOL, I'm a 15-year-old girl.
The previous message was a 15-year-old saying, "Hey, stop talking to me like that. I'm 15," and he was
Oh,
talking about how
then
much he wanted to see her naked.
okay, well, that's valid.
You can see these things for yourself. I'm gonna say this right now to our viewers. I don't know who you are, but if you're over the age uh, of a teenager and not within a certain age range, don't message teenagers creepy messages. I feel
Hmm.
like I shouldn't have to say this, but you're watching Rick and Morty. I know the messages it gives you. You're playing some High on Life. I don't know if you've gotten to that mission yet. I'm sure it's in there. I haven't played the fucking game. Tom, you did. Was it a weirdo game?
It was very much a game he would make.
Nothing shut up in the fucking game, so I didn't want to touch it.
Yeah, that's very valid. I guess I won't finish that playthrough then.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to die on that hill. Don't be that Justin Roiland defender.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, all I heard was that there was allegations of domestic abuse. I'm like, okay, they can sort
Oh
that out
no, I
themselves.
heard
But
there was like actual charges, not just
yeah,
allegations. Like
I heard there was
like.
he was being charged with allegations, and then they were going to try all that shit. But
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
heard nothing about underage kids, so this is all new to me. That's when I'm like, you know what? You know what?
Yeah,
Maybe not.
he's. I mean, I don't think anybody's surprised, but I don't know if that doesn't make any of this any better.
I mean, it's really interesting because that fucking High on Life game is one of the best-selling games recently, right? It did
Mm-hmm.
gangbusters, despite pretty
Did it really?
mediocre. Yeah, it sold pretty well despite being a pretty mediocre game. Besides the,
It
you
was
know,
$60.
It was
I
also
don't.
on Game Pass.
Yeah, yeah, Game Pass for sure. It's a $60 aspect. I'm surprised people paid that for that. It just seems like a high price for a game that doesn't have that much substance to it.
Pickle Rick!
yeah,
I'm
okay,
gonna go cause a scene at McDonald's!
Oh,
yeah.
too
No,
much
Rick and
Joshua
Morty
fan?
fans are obviously terrible people. A lot of them, but the show was funny, kind of. It wears on you.
It just attracts some of the wrong people. That's all.
And also, I feel, kind of bad for Dan Harmon because that man's already fucked up. And, that's his partner.
You know.
He does his own stuff though.
Yeah, no,
But
he's admitted to being a horrible asshole, but, at least he didn't text underage girls that we know of.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
But you know who I really feel for, Tom?
Who do you feel for?
Well, the victims, obviously, but you know who I really feel for? Uh, Red Letter Media just recently pointed out some of the artwork they got
Yeah.
from Justin Roiland.
Oh, did they say something about it?
No, they just mentioned, they had artwork and, they're in that new High on Life game in the movie theater.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it seems like some of the people they, feature on the show come out as horrible sex predators.
How's Jack Quaid doing? Is he still on the level?
I think Jack Quaid's still doing all right, He's Randy Quaid's nephew. What could be wrong
Son?
with that?
It's not his son? Oh, Randy Quaid.
Yeah,
Oh,
Randy
yeah,
Quaid's the
yeah,
crazy one.
yeah. He's the guy.
Is
Yeah,
Dennis Quaid the other one?
yeah. He is the normal one who was in the what was the movie? The Two Twins. It was Lindsay Lohan twice. One had a British accent.
The Parent Trap?
Yeah, Parent Trap. Yeah, he was in that.
The remake of The Parent Trap from the 1990s?
Yes, that is my Dennis Quaid reference material.
Wasn't he in Field of Dreams?
I don't know. Maybe isn't that stupid baseball movie with Kevin Costner?
Oh, you're right. That's Kevin Costner. I don't know what I don't know what Dennis Quaid is. I know Randy Quaid's in Christmas Vacation.
Sure is. He's also in Independence Day, isn't he?
Oh yeah, you're right. He's the crazy pilot
Pilot
guy.
guy. Yeah, yeah.
He's in Pluto
We know,
Nash.
we know more Randy Quaid movies than we do Dennis Quaid movies.
I know. I feel bad. But yeah, that's troubling allegations.
I think
Troubling.
The
Soul
world is a
saying Fields
terrible
of Great.
place, and I'm tired of living on it.
Is Soul saying that Field of Dreams is a great movie?
Yeah.
That seems like, something you show your mom and she's like, "Oh, that was a lovely movie."
It's a fine movie. It's a movie. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a movie people like. I mean, it's no High on Life. That's high art.
Oh no,
Wait, Sona, what are we building?
she's saying the Parent Trap's a great movie.
Oh.
I've at least seen the Parent Trap. I don't give a fuck about Field of
Why do you
Dreams.
remember the Parent Trap so well? Tom, do you have a twin who's British?
Oh, do you have
No.
a secret British twin?
Maybe.
Was there a Parent Trap game on the Game Boy?
Maybe. There's a lot of Mary Kate and Ashley games. Lindsay Lohan needs to sell some games,
Right, but they're actual twins. Lindsay Lohan's not a twin.
In a video game, you just copy the asset twice and you got a twin. Pretty easy. Palette swap, motherfucker.
That should have been a Mary Kate and Ashley movie.
I mean, logically, it would have been. Wait, what was that? 1999?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think they were around the right age.
Yeah, like they're my age, aren't they? So that would have been like the right age for that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe they should have got the actual twins.
Or Tia and Tamara, whatever they're.
Whoa, man. This is the 90s.
No, that's that's too
Too
woke
progressive.
for the 90s. Black people in a movie in the 90s?
I was just watching the Last of Us TV show, and Joel is obviously Pedro Pascal, and his daughter is obviously not white, but Sarah was the whitest little girl. She was like a southern accent blonde girl with blue eyes, like the most stereotypical white girl, and now she's like I don't know if she's Hispanic or black or whatever it was, but it was just like this is very different. It went a
Whatever.
completely different direction. Yeah. I want to go on 4chan and see what everybody's how pissed off everybody is.
I can
See all the
guarantee you
racists go
people.
nuts.
I can guarantee you the racists on 4chan do not have good memories of anything Last of Us. Tom,
No.
do I have to show you the image the man made of The Last of Us 2 where he charted how much it would take
the protein intake.
the protein intake and how women can't be buff because they didn't get enough protein? Like, that's psychotic levels of, like,
It's a video game.
being a weird incel dweeb. I don't understand it.
Your Master Chief couldn't survive on planet Reach if this is the. You don't see that story.
No, but he's a man. You don't understand. It's different.
That's my point.
He's a man and he's covered in goo in his suit. He's a gooey
Yeah,
man.
dude, he's
Is he gooey?
You see,
under that?
Master Chief is a pretty strong guy and he doesn't afraid of anything.
It's very true.
Master Chief's suit has some sort of like ballistic gel that like stays soft but hardens really rapidly when he falls, which is why he can survive falling out of space or whatever. It's science. Men do science and they do combat, and women cannot intake enough protein to survive the post-apocalypse. This is how
Obviously,
science works, Tom.
and just like how Elon Musk actually is the real Iron Man, and he really does have an Iron Man suit. And
He
it's
was
all real.
in an Iron Man movie. That
yeah,
makes him Iron
so
Man.
obviously he's really Iron Man.
Was it Iron Man 2?
Yeah, that movie's terrible.
That movie sucked.
Mickey Rourke is the worst villain. He has whips.
What you mean? I'm Mickey Rourke. I am the Russian bad guy now.
Your father steal my father's invention. Now revenge.
I have Bird. Look at Bird.
Look at me in my underpants and my skin that looks like the surface of a moon.
That movie sucked.
Looks like he's made out of oatmeal and it's just dry.
You talk about Ikedaki now?
No,
You know what?
is he in the news?
No, I think he disappeared. He's gone.
Didn't
You
he
know
go-
what?
vacation.
I just want to say something real quick. It really bothers me all the Elon Musk stands who are like, actually, he's a genius and the real Iron Man. It's like, he really does have that much money. He could just like actually go do Batman things and fight crime. He could actually do that. He could actually do some good for the world or something.
I
Or
mean,
like
if
give all
Elon
his
Musk's-
money to
Well,
fight hunger or something. But he doesn't actually do anything good for anybody.
What, he can have dead parents and
Hey.
beat up the mentally ill?
Yeah, dude. But he can't even do that.
Okay.
Like he can't everything he does is bad.
He's just
Like,
throwing
everything
Twitter.
he
That's a
does
good thing.
Yes and no.
He's Ozymandias from Watchmen.
23 minutes ago.
But more annoying,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and Kevin Sorbo is Rorschach.
Oh God. Disappointed.
Yeah. Tom, are there any good Hercules games? I'm gonna keep pushing this along to game talk.
Hercules, huh? Not to my knowledge. I can't even think of a Hercules game.
There was a
Oh,
Disney Hercules game that I had on the PC. We
yeah,
should
that
play
game's
that
all
on
right.
stream.
That
We should play
Hercules
that.
game is on the PlayStation 1 as well, and there's also Herc's Adventure, which is made by the people. It was LucasArts. So it was made by the same styling of like a Zombies Ate My Neighbors, but it was like an RPG. It was a co-op RPG that was like, it's at the top down like a Zombies Ate My Neighbors, but it's all Greek. It's pretty cool.
We should
Yeah,
definitely play one of these games.
yeah.
Or
Herc's
both of these
Adventure,
games.
underrated game. So yes, Corey, that to answer your question. I believe there's also is there a Kevin Sorbo Hercules game in the N64? Because I know there's a Xena game, and I'm almost positive there's a Hercules one too.
Oh, I don't know. If there is, we gotta play it. Not because Kevin Sorbo is cool, just because of nostalgia.
I mean,
It's
is
probably
there
a-
is there a
Sorbo's a piece
Xena
of
game?
shit.
I'd rather play a Xena game.
Yeah, can we play a Xena game?
I mean, I'd play
There's
the
one.
shit out of a Xena game. I love Xena.
It's definitely
Xena
on the
Warrior Princess
N64.
video game. PlayStation, Game Boy Color.
Actually, let's talk about really cheap TV show tie-in games. Remember that Buffy game that was pretty good?
On the Xbox?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two on the Xbox. One of them is pretty good. It's like an RPG kind of.
Are there any other TV show tie-in? I mean, there's a Grey's Anatomy game.
Yeah, I played it.
Why?
You've met Brie
Right? But why did you play it?
because she saw it and said, "I want to try this," and I said, "Okay," and then I put it on and I played it.
Is it just Operation?
It's kind of like the game Trauma Center, only terrible and a lot of dialogue where you make choices.
Like, who do you go to the hospital prom with? I don't know what Grey's Anatomy is about. I don't really. It's a hospital.
It's about everything except saving patients. There's a lot of fucking. There's a lot of people screwing each other over. Very minimally do they ever try to care about a patient.
So it's like House?
No, well, House has the mystery of like a disease. It's like, oh man, what is this thing? And they try to figure it out.
Wait a second.
It's Sherlock Holmes.
House? Holmes?
Yeah,
What?
crazy, right? Yeah, you solved the mystery.
Next, you're gonna tell me there's some sort of Watson.
Let me tell you. Are we talking about fucking Grey's Anatomy? Yeah, it's about rich people being terrible.
There's a Desperate Housewives game.
Yeah, there is a Lost game that sucked. I couldn't figure out this first puzzle because it didn't like work right.
Hey, I'm gonna help you out here, Tom. Neither could J.J. Abrams.
Hey,
Fuck that show. Stupid mystery box bullshit show. Oh, it's the greatest show ever. I remember in high school, someone came up to me and just like talked about how much they love Lost. And I'd be like, yeah, but you know the greatest TV show of all time isn't Lost. It's The Golden Girls.
and then he beat the shit out of you.
No, he's like, who likes The Golden Girls? That's an old show for old women who get laid. And I'm like, yeah, that's what makes it amazing. Plus, it's done.
Yeah,
It's
fucking hilarious.
finished and it's gold, all of it. It's pure fucking magic. And then lo and behold, everyone hates the ending to Lost because it's terrible. It had no plot from the beginning. It's just mystery stacked upon mystery.
You don't understand, Corey. There was a literal cork keeping the evil out.
Tom, there's a
They had to
polar bear.
reinstall. They had to reinstall the literal evil stopping cork.
The Game of Thrones had the same problem where once they got past the completed material, it all fell to shit. And everybody was so hyped for it, myself included, and then it was so fucking bad.
Oh
The
yeah,
ending?
but that's fair. It's like even the books endings are like it's too complex. But even then, there's like
the book's not over yet.
well, yeah, but it's
Yeah, it is.
deeply complex. I'm sure
over.
we'll get another book in 10 years. George R. R. Martin will continue to live despite being made of nothing but grease and sausage. But it doesn't matter because there are storylines in the show and the book itself that actually complete, right? It has finished storylines in it. Whereas Lost is just a continuous fucking mystery building upon it. There's no answers to anything. I hate it.
That's fair.
It's so annoying.
I've never made it more than a couple of episodes into Lost because it just.
I watched the entirety of Lost. That's the last show I can remember watching that was actively on TV, and I watched the whole thing through. No, I did. I watched Breaking Bad and I watched Game of Thrones.
Breaking Bad's pretty good.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul, also pretty good.
I only watched the first season of that show. It's one of those ones that's on my list to go back to and finish. That
Mm.
and
Oh god, have you guys
Fargo.
heard of The Wire?
I've only
No,
seen the first
what's
like 2 seasons of The Wire.
what's The Wire?
Oh, it has that guy. You might know him from the famous TV show Queer as Folk in Ireland. I think he was also on Game of Thrones. He
I
play,
legit did not know who you're talking about.
he
Which
plays the
guy?
mayor, Littlefinger. He's on The Wire.
Yeah.
He is on The Wire, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the mayor. Well,
Um,
he runs for the mayor, and then he becomes the mayor.
that makes him the mayor.
Yeah, but he originally he started off in the show. He was not the mayor. Then in like season 4 or 5,
He got
becomes the mayor.
famous on British TV for Queer as Folk, the non-American version.
I did not know that.
Queer as Folk is a show about gays.
Is it
Being
now?
gay?
I can't really describe to you. I've seen a few episodes of the original run, and I think they brought it back, just like they brought back the L word.
Is
That-
there an American version of that show, or do people watch the British version of it? Because I know that was a thing people talked
No,
about.
people. There was an HBO version, so it was just butts and sex all the time, as HBO is wont to do. So that's what got really famous here. But he was on the British version originally, which was a similar show with like Vane. I think he played the Vane mainish character, and I really can't see it. He seems like a villain to me. He was the villain in that
See.
video game that was a TV show with
Yeah, it's Quantum Break.
Is that what that show was? Is that what that game was called?
Quantum Break. Yeah, so it's before Control. It is almost the same game as Control, only it had really bad pacing and the levels were broken up by hour-long episodes of a TV show.
Oh my god, was it really an hour long?
The episodes are long, yes.
Oh, that sounds
It was-
like hell.
Yeah, it was. I don't get why everybody loves Remedy so much. They're very mediocre in developing.
I don't know. People really like that fucking Control game.
I don't get it. It's a very mediocre third-person
It
shooter.
seemed
It
like
was
a
perfectly
lot.
fine.
It seemed like a lot of talking and not a lot of video game.
Yeah, it was one of those where people it's like the meta and shit. I don't get
Which
it.
is why they're making a TV show out of the fucking The Last of Us, which is again a better show. It's a better story. Don't
What
make.
did I say when The Last of Us came out?
I don't know.
I said, "Wow, this game would have been better as a miniseries." And guess what they did 10 years later? They made it a fucking miniseries.
It's like a better Walking Dead with a tighter story and better like core characters.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
Oh,
fucking Walking Dead since the first season. That was.
I have never watched The Walking Dead.
If you
I've
want to
only
know
read
a
the
show that
comics.
fucking crashed and burned, it's The Walking Dead because that went on.
I only watched the first season as well, and yeah, I agree.
That ended
heard
like that ended last year, right? Like, is
The
it even?
show, I think it's on. I think it's currently on its final season.
Oh
I think
my
it's actually
god!
wrapped up.
Oh my god! Why?
The comic ended a while ago.
The comic wasn't even that good. People made me read that. It was.
Yeah, I read it. I read the entire thing, but it was the same thing kept happening. It was their group
Yeah.
of people go to a new place. There's another group of people there who don't like what they're doing. They have a fight, then they get along, and then zombies come in and they move, and they do it like 5 times.
Yeah, after like the third time that happened, I was like, I'm done here.
But
Yeah.
you know what was good?
What was that?
The Walking Dead video games.
Some
I
of them.
played the first 2 seasons of the Telltale one.
That was pretty alright. I meant there was that VR game, Saints and Sinners. That was pretty
I heard-
fun.
I heard it was terrible, but I didn't play it myself.
Oh, it was. I mean, it was a good. It was nice to smack shit in the face with VR and like shoot it. It was pretty like satisfying. It's a
Yeah,
VR
that sounds
game.
fun.
You can't really expect a lot out of it.
There. I played that Arizona Sunshine game, and it drove me nuts how if you were loaded with bullets in your clip, you'd lose those bullets. Like, logically, that makes sense, but it's a video game, so don't fuck with me.
Well, I can't imagine that in VR. That just sounds frustrating. Like in a normal
Yeah.
shooter with my series of keyboards in front of me, I get it. Don't make me do that in like with my arms and face like fucking stymied. That's insane. I'm having a hard time sitting here right now in VR. I can't imagine trying to fumble with a fucking clip.
I can't
Yeah,
imagine just sitting in there for as long as we do this podcast, my guy.
Yeah, he's a trooper.
You know, the real
Yeah.
MVP.
I got up
True.
to get some brownies a little while ago. Alex dropped off brownies to my door.
Oh,
Is
hell
she
yeah,
just
we love
making?
brownies.
It's just fattening you up now after she slighted you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair. It's good to know how to get to Cory's heart after he drops your ass.
I'm not going to forget it. I explained the peanut butter pretzels analogy. No point
Classic.
do I forgive. I'm
Pearls
gonna
before swine, Cory.
fucking kill that man. I'll find him and I'll kill him and his family too.
This
Find
episode is now evidence.
find the fetid wound that birthed that son of a bitch.
I want
God.
to distance myself from any of these statements of violence and aggression.
Who? Do you understand the peanut butter pretzel? Like, do you get under like the justified rage?
I don't think he knows the story
Let me
behind the
explain a
peanut butter
story to you, all right, hamster? Let me get this for you. I'm getting the camera on me here. Just imagine you're in a fucking Trader Joe's. You're in line. The cashier has a bag full of peanut butter pretzels he's giving out to customers. Cashiers should not be eating. I've cashiered before. It's disgusting. You handle money. So he's eating peanut butter pretzels with one hand and handling money with both hands, and he's handing out peanut butter pretzels to people. And
Yeah, no, you don't
it,
mix them.
it
Yeah.
gets to my turn, and he offers me one, and I say no, thank you. I say no, thank you. I'm deeply polite about it. I've cashiered. I'm not rude to people, and he just like rolled his fucking eyes at me. Give me a second. I have to clear my throat from phlegm of rage. He rolled his fucking eyes at me and like looked disgusted at me because I said no thank you to his filthy peanut butter pretzels with his grimy fucking money hands. And then the man behind me, this bald shaved testicle of a man, thin and wearing bike shorts like a slut, like a filthy judgmental slut. He looked at the cashier and he was like, pearls before swine, am I right? It, I can't remember what happened afterwards. I saw red. I passed out. I might have passed out on the floor. He interjected in this conversation. So I went outside to look for his bike so I could slash the fucking tires. Because who does that? Who does that? Pros before swine? What are you talking about? I didn't want peanut butter pretzels. I said no, thank you. Madness. Absolute madness.
Literally crying right now.
Absolute fucking madness. Who does that? I couldn't find his bike. I didn't want to slash an innocent person's tires. And I
He was
waited
probably
for a
just wearing
while.
bike shorts for the fun of it too. He probably wasn't even riding a bike.
He had a helmet. He had a fucking helmet. And he would have needed it if I found him afterwards. Pearls before fucking swine.
You know that if we ever get popular, this is going to be clipped and it'll be future referenced all the time.
It's going to be referenced by the police when I find him. I remember him. Pale, pallid ass. Ugh.
Wasn't this a decade ago?
It's more than a decade ago.
Fucking
Who does that? Why did he have to interject? Why did the cashier have to give me attitude? Fuck them both. Insane. No thank you means I don't want this.
Oh, man.
No
I
is a
don't
complete
disagree.
sentence. Thank you was just me being polite. That cashier didn't wash his ass. I'm going to end it right there. He didn't wash his ass. I know that. Filthy. Disgusting. Being defended by
There are people out there that are scared to spread their cheeks in the shower because they think it'll make them gay.
I mean, we have one right here. I'm pointing towards Tom.
Okay, I was gonna say, but that's not me.
Don't cry.
Pearls before fucking swine.
So, Cory, you played any video games this week?
I'm sorry! Pearls before swine? Who says that? I hate it to this day. I think about it. I've woken up with peanut butter pretzel dreams. I haven't had a single peanut butter pretzel since. I didn't like them that much before, but now I hate them. I see them in stores and they just remind me of like the interjections of the bourgeoisie.
All I'm saying is there's much better snacks at the Trader Joe's.
Yeah, there's a lot of good snacks at Trader Joe's.
It's just weird. Peanut butter pretzels is the...
Oh, hey,
I
our
mean,
our
I
auto
like
mod
peanut butter
held a message
pretzels
for
and all, but-
misogyny.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. So I'm going to allow that.
Yeah. Yes.
I
okay.
said that out loud. Don't wear bike shorts in public. They're slutty on men. We all know why. We can see dong. Wear a dancer's belt for the love of God. If you're packing, wear something to cover yourself. You whores, harlots. I swear I'm not this jittery right now in real life. It's just how like the VR is modeling me.
It's accurately detecting your anger level and is projecting it onto your character.
I am furious with rage. Gronk is hiding.
Scared Gronk? Hey Soul, how the Cowboys doing? Do a score check for me. I don't have the game up.
Oh yeah, we should talk about video games. Carvel, you go first.
You've
I
been playing, buddy.
I haven't really been playing much. I've been playing a little bit of Atomic Crops. I think that's about it. I really don't think I've been playing much in the way of video games this
What's
week.
this Atomic Crops? You've never talked about it before.
I'm not
It's the
gonna
first I'm hearing
describe
about it.
Atomic Crops again. Yeah, no, like Atomic Crops Grounded, Risk of Rain. I'm waiting for something new to come out this year that looks cool and exciting.
You've been keeping up with Donkey Kong Origins?
Yeah, they added another god. Maybe we can play some of that after this.
Didn't they add Zeus,
They added Zeus and Sun Wukong.
the Monkey King?
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm mad.
I don't know who.
Yeah, that's it for me for video games this week. I really haven't been playing much.
Tom, what
I
have you been
see.
playing since you take the longest?
I've actually haven't been playing much either. We did a few streams. We finished Galarians. Do you have any comments about Galarians?
Yeah, that looked like the best
Galarians
game ever.
was sick. Galarians was awesome. I can't
like-
wait for Galarians too.
I enjoy how the hardest boss in that game is somebody who throws tables and chairs at you.
That table woman kept throwing tables at you. That's her
It's just all
Galarian.
up.
Her mutant power was to throw chairs and tables, and that's it.
Soul,
he-
no, it's not actually Donkey Kong Origins. It's Divine Knockout by the people who brought you
Oh,
Smite.
there's a monkey in it now. So they know it's Donkey Kong Origins.
Donkeys
Donkey
aren't
Kong
monkeys.
is
Stop messing with my head.
Monkey Kong
the
Origins.
the origin of Donkey Kong is that he is the Monkey King.
I'm quoting Futurama.
Oh, are you? I'm
Yeah,
not too familiar with Futurama. I'm not going to catch a lot of those references.
it's a Futurama game.
There is. It's not great, but I mean, it's like an episode of the show that was. I mean, they have like a self-contained episode that was never aired on TV. So I mean, it has its value. It's a mediocre third-person action game.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess we can play at some point.
I think we should.
I've seen images. It looks like shit. It really.
Yeah, it has like a cell-shaded look to it. It's not.
It doesn't
the
look
greatest.
enough like the cartoon. It looks like that Simpsons game style. It's just not in 3D. It looks bad.
You got to watch that Family Guy game I was playing. That's one of those for sure. This looks really awkward and off-putting in the 3D modeling.
Tom, tell everyone about Good Pizza, Great Pizza.
Oh man, good pizza,
Oh,
great.
hang on. We have to apologize to Soul because Soul was actually looking for a game called Donkey Kong Origins.
My apologies. It was DKO and it was Donkey Kong.
I want
December
to
when it
explain
came
I've
out.
never called it Donkey Kong Origins. We just called it DKO, and for some reason these two knuckleheads kept calling it Donkey Kong Origins.
I still think it's funny.
Yeah, I'm still gonna call it Donkey Kong Origins.
It is a 3-on-3 brawler, 3D brawler with the standard like Halo-like objectives.
yeah,
One's deathmatch. It's like Smash Brothers.
it's also
kind of,
round based, so you have to win a certain number of rounds.
Yeah. They have oddball in there where you keep something away from somebody for as long as you can. The longer
Yeah,
you
there's
hold it, the more points you
knockout.
get.
There's coin collect.
Yeah, coin deposit. It's like
There's like capture the point. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, King of the Hill.
Yeah. Good game. It gets very frustrating. Sometimes you just don't understand why things don't connect, and it gets frustrating at points. But it's a fun game.
Yeah, we should definitely play some more of that too.
Yeah. Let's see here. What have I been playing? Good Pizza, Great Pizza is a game that is in fact a mobile game, but it was released again on PC a few weeks ago. It is removed of all monetization, so you have the entire grind that you would have to play on a mobile game, only without the option to be able to buy that currency, which is good and bad. They should have rebalanced it. It feels like one of those Apple Arcade games where it's clearly a game that used to have some kind of pay mechanic. And since it's Apple Arcade, they can't have the pay mechanic anymore, so they just strip it out. But the game isn't like balanced, so it's just long and grinding and shit. But it's one of those basic order up games. Somebody comes in and says, "Hey, I want this." You try to make it the best you can while using the least amount of ingredients to save money. You get graded on the pizza you give to people, so you don't want to use too much. It's a
Cool.
very simple game.
Did you make good pizza or great pizza, Tom?
My reviews were pretty good. I was getting some great pizza reviews. I was pretty happy. I mean, I just unlocked pepperoni.
I
so,
saw the
now-
pizza Tom made. It was not very good looking.
Hey, man.
That looked like a place. That looked like a West Coast place where they don't have good pizza.
The problem with West Coast pizza is that it doesn't really exist. All you can get for the majority of the areas I lived anyway were all chain pizza. It wasn't like Seattle where everything there is like bougie. You want a pizza, it's like a fucking sit down restaurant. It's like $30 for a cheese pizza. It's fucking bizarre over there.
It's
I don't know
just
what
like
they're doing.
only Pizza Hut Domino's kind of
And
shit.
California is just fucking all it is goddamn chains and stuff. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare land for
Hate
terrible
that.
people.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Pizza's best when it comes from a hole in the wall place.
Seattle didn't have any like Boston style Chinese takeout, like greasy ass gross Chinese food, but they have a lot of teriyaki, which is a benefit. So I think I'd rather have more teriyaki than the shitty Chinese food.
I don't know. I really love shitty Chinese food.
Shitty Chinese food
Yeah.
has its place. It's kind of useless for me nowadays since I don't eat meat anymore. But if I can find like a good like General Gao's tofu,
Yeah.
yeah, with some fried rice, that's some good shit.
It's especially
You're
good
telling
though.
me a shrimp fried this rice?
Anyways, if you could find yourself like one of the good Chinese places amidst the diamonds of shitty Americanized Chinese food, though, like a more authentic place, those are always the best. I know, Tom, you hate vegetables, animals, and minerals, and prefer to sustain yourself on rice and soy and a series of
That's
sickly sweet sauces, but
Tom, have you started consuming Huel yet, or maybe Soylent?
he has had Soylent.
Yeah, I did so for a while. It was so convenient to just have a drink. You drank and you had your meal. And then when people say, "Hey, you want food?" Because everybody always asks me if I want to get food, and it's fucking really annoying. You know, your families and shit, and you see the people, and you're like, "Oh, let's eat some of
Oh,
this." Like, no, I already ate. I just had my lunch, and we're fine. We're fine. You know, I don't need any food.
oh, it's annoying when you have to sit down and masticate, as if humans do that.
Yeah.
I am Thomas Fitzpatrick. What is love? Tom 9000.
Robot Tom.
Hey, man.
Let us consume food and talk to each other briefly. What do you talk? People eat with each other. It's a fact of human nature. People get lunch, get coffee. Stop eating. God, that.
It's not that the act of eating people is the negative part. It's when people won't leave you the fuck alone when you say, "No, I don't want that." And like, you should just like try it. Like, no, I've never fucking had fucking broccoli before. I'm 30 fucking 6 years old. I know what broccoli tastes like. I don't like it. Stop offering to me.
When's the last time you had broccoli?
I
Please
don't mind
guess.
it. If and I have it every so often. And it's usually when I get takeout and it has like the broccoli and you put it in like the general sauce or soy sauce or something, and then you can eat it. But I never made my own broccoli. I won't. But if it's given to me, I won't mind it. There's a few things I'll eat, but some things I will absolutely not touch.
Broccoli is delicious
Tom, you could
and
find fucking rice
nutritious,
and
and
French
it'll make you
fries
fart.
anywhere. All right, just eat with
I
people.
can I can typically it's not eating with people is a problem. If I'm with you and I'm out, I can almost always get something. It's when people force food upon me in a social setting, like my fucking family or something like that. And it's like I just explained it. Like they just like eat this and like, oh no. Then I have to say, no, I'm a vegetarian. Let me tell you how well that goes over.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be telling me you're queer.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be less surprising for most people in Tom's family, I imagine. They'd be like, "Ah, it makes sense. Yeah, he's always women in games. He has that Spider Gwen hoodie.
I miss that Spider-Gwen hoodie.
It's a good hoodie.
It is a good hoodie.
What happened
They
to
don't
that
make it
hoodie?
anymore. I think Sookie took it.
Did you steal your hoodie?
I think so.
Hmm, it's not okay.
She stole a lot of things.
Um, Tom. Anyways, don't eat fucking Soylent. It tastes like fucking fetid goblin cum. It's gross.
I have different flavors.
The normal flavor tastes like goblin cum. I don't know what to tell
Yes,
you.
it's not great.
Oh yes, Sona broccoli on pizza.
That's like Greek shit. I don't touch that.
What? You just fucking put broccoli on it with like a little salt and pepper.
I
Maybe
like
some
my
red pepper
pizza.
flakes. You just fucking eat broccoli and cheese and you put chicken on it.
I don't
It's
know,
fucking
man.
good. Or banana peppers.
I will do a
Or
broccoli on a pizza if it's like themed with like a
Like
ziti
olives or something.
like no like an Alfredo style pizza with chicken and broccoli. I can get behind that, but
yo,
just
have
broccoli
you
by
okay?
itself that reminds me of like shitty veggie pizzas and they taste like slightly charred vegetables. No.
If Corey, hear me out. Hear me out. Buffalo chicken pizza with broccoli.
Yeah, I've punished the toilet enough over the past few weeks. I'm set on doing that.
It'll
Jeez.
clear you out.
I don't like
It's good
buffalo.
though.
I really don't like buffalo that much. I think it's a very
No.
overrated sauce.
I don't like
It's
buffalo. It's like
all right. It tastes.
When you can get chicken that's buffalo or barbecue, I'd always 100% go for barbecue.
I don't like barbecue that much either. I think they're all right. Barbecue's too sweet, and buffalo is like too vinegary
Well,
and too like bland.
I love sweet.
I
I
like
love its sweet, sweet
I
taste.
like Otto's with their, fancy bougie ass pizzas of like ricotta and potato. Oh, that
Dude, I haven't Otto's
Mm,
pizza in a hot minute. We should get some fucking Otto's pizza.
yeah, that's a really good like. I keep ordering pizza around here, and I'm always vastly disappointed and just thinking like I should have just spent more on Otto's. It's as far as chains go, it's so much better.
I mean, chain. This is what, like 2 in Massachusetts?
There's several. There's like
I knew of the one that was on Com Ave, and I know the one that's in Harvard Square. Those are the 2 I know of.
there's
The other
one
ones are in like Portland and
there's one
stuff.
in Arlington.
That's new?
No, that's been there a while. I've gotten pizza for you from there before.
Uh-huh.
I
I'm not
drove
aware.
down Mass
Oh,
Ave.
yeah. It's down Mass Ave, next to that bar that
It's
we
like
got
right on
breakfast
the
at. I know about it.
edge.
Yeah,
God,
I do
there's
know
a
that
few
one.
autos around here. There's some inside like there might be one in the Prudential.
Anyway, so video games are so cool.
We're talking
I love
about good
video
pizza,
games.
great pizza.
Yeah.
Autos is great pizza. Buffalo,
Oh, on the subject of pizza,
yeah,
the pizza place I worked at for like 7 years is under new ownership, and I don't think it's gonna go well.
is
And
it
Is
I
there
you?
just
Do you own
is
it?
there gonna
no,
be a pizza uprising?
no, it's not me. It's the guy that I used to own it was a real hard ass, and it was probably gonna give him a heart attack, and he was definitely doing worker violations. But I don't think I don't know I don't know how new ownership will treat the place. And the last time I got food there, it was not good. But we love to see the haters fail, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah. You gotta let them close down, and then you walk in there like closing day, like, "Hey guys, I'll throw down an offer to buy this place." And then we have Crevel's Pizza. You can have a little capybara as your little logo. You'll fucking make it all modern and shit.
Why would I want to run my own pizza joint?
Maybe
So,
you'll find happiness. All
so you
right.
can abuse the workers.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Let me tell you about a little cafe near where I live, where the owner is being investigated for threatening to murder a worker for reporting violations.
Which place
Which
is this?
cafe?
Ball was it Ball Cafe next to Sound Bites? Or is it Sound Bites? They're owned by, I think, the same family. There's an inheritance issue. They're next to
Over in
each
Harvard
other.
Square.
No, it's in Ball Square. And they had like fist fights between the two owners of the two separate places. And one of them refused to pay tips or overtime, sometimes even any money to their like this chef, and he like reported them for very clear labor violations. And then he got a series of calls threatening him and his family with murder if he didn't keep his mouth shut. That's what you
Is this
call clear
is this
clear
is this
violation.
Pizza Wars?
They're like they're owned by a Tunisian family, I think, because that's what they do brunch specialities, and also some Americana fare, and it's just like there's a level of business dealings with the upper middle class Middle Eastern people who are it's a little more aggressive than we're used to in the United States.
Yeah, yeah. It's not really legal in the United States either.
It depends on what state you're in. Like Texas, I assume you could just shoot a worker for looking at you wrong, but
Well, in Texas, you don't even have to. You can shoot a worker because you can shoot anybody.
yeah, you could be
You
like,
can just
oh,
shoot people in Texas.
that'd be like, oh, that might have been a queer. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. I stood my ground and I was in trans panic.
I was eating Twinkies that day. Tom, that's a reference to the murder of Harvey Milk.
Oh yes, Harvey Milk. I saw the movie with Sean Penn. Was it Sean Penn?
Yeah, that movie sucked.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes,
That's my reference point.
that's what happened. That's the famous Twinkie defense.
Oh, I see.
Often cited as one of the most ridiculous things in legal history, though people don't get it exactly right. But eating Twinkies was part of like his insanity plea.
I see. I mean, you would have to be pretty crazy to enjoy a Twinkie.
I like Twinkies.
Oh,
Well, I
look at
mean,
this chud.
yeah.
What do you have against Twinkies?
How about goblin jizz? There you go.
They don't. They taste like vanilla cream.
I mean, it's super sweet.
Plus, it's
The-
named
the-
after gay pornography category. I don't know what's wrong with it.
I mean, Twinks, sign me up. Twinkies, eh. I'm more of like a zebra cakes guy.
Ugh.
Zebra cake's okay. They're also very sweet. I like
Well,
the
actually, so they do like zebra cake sticks too. Those are better because they're like a little
That's
smaller.
that's disgusting.
No. It's like just like a bar of zebra cake. It's
yeah.
not like a stick. Like it's just shaped in bar form rather than being like rounded or
Right,
whatever.
but a zebra cake is it looks like a zebra. That just makes me think it's gonna look like a
It's
zebra dick.
square. No, it's like very square.
Okay.
Vanilla with a chocolate drizzle.
No.
Zebra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a ring ding kind of guy. If we're going to have a hostess or a Drake's cake.
What the hell are you talking about? What
R- Ring
Drake's?
We're
ding?
talking about
It's
snack cakes.
Tom,
yeah.
what games have you been playing? Let's get back to that. You were
We
talking.
finished Tom's games.
No, we didn't.
I think. Did we
I
finish
got a
your games, Tom?
game called Gatewalkers, and I was gonna play it online with some co-op, and then everybody said no, I don't want to play that game. And I looked at the reviews, and apparently the reviews aren't great, but it
They're
was out for
terrible.
like
They look like Unity asset flips.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great. I've only played the opening area. It's fine, I suppose. They had a 5 gig update the next day, so I don't know if they just forgot to push out the final version and they uploaded the alpha or something. Because that's a very big update for a day at post release. I have not played it since then. I still want to try it out and see what it's all about. I mean, I already own it, so why not? Uh,
Spoilers, it's crypto mining you.
I don't think it's crypto mining me.
I don't think you can even do that anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of a dead thing.
Ethereum's done.
Yeah. I played some Hitman. Cory and I did some tag teaming. We would take turns playing levels of Hitman.
And we're
It's
going to
been a
continue to
fun.
do that. It's a lot of fun. I actually
It's a fun.
like Hitman. I would love to play Hitman.
Yes.
Hitman.
Cory watches me play a level, and then he learns all the things about the level, and then posts pictures of him doing better than me after he sees me do it.
I mean,
So
I see your many mis. First of all, you're impatient.
I'm incredibly impatient. See, that's kind of the beauty of Hitman, where you just have like so many opportunities to do different things. Where you're like, oh man, I really want to drop the chandelier in this guy. I really want to drop the chandelier. So you can sit there for fucking 20 minutes waiting for the guy to make his route to make back to that area, or you can just kind of follow him around and there will be something else you can do, or you can just throw a fucking screwdriver into
There's
his hand.
usually like
Whatever you
6 to
want to do.
7 story opportunities, and then 1 or 2
Yeah,
places to just run up and shoot or push someone off and book it
yeah.
for each target. So that's what's fun. Like it's very the new Hitmen are much more scripted than the original when it comes to like the story opportunities, but I kind of
Hear
like
me out.
that.
Hear me
Yeah.
out. Can we get a DLC for Hitman where your goal is to just sneak up and hug them?
Yes, that I
We
think
already
that.
have that game. It's called Sneak King. It came out on the 360.
Can we play Sneak King?
Also, I think there's a number of Japanese adult-rated games on Steam that have a very similar plot to that.
We can't play those.
No, I don't want an adult rated game. I'm just a regular ass hug. You
Then we
fucking
can't play
creep.
Sneak King then, because that's adults only.
Remember we can just go to a drive-through and buy a fucking video game with your hamburger?
That was
That's the thing that happened.
That was the weirdest advertising campaign for a major
Yeah,
brand.
when they had like the plastic king and the stoic ass face,
I
and he's like,
I kind of like the king.
I mean, yes, I like that era of late '90s, early 2000s weird ass commercial where you have the king, you had like those horrible Quizno rats, the deformed ones.
We like that movie.
the sponge monkeys, I think they were called.
There was the
The super racist PSP commercials.
which ones were those?
The dust mites and the squirrel.
Oh,
Hey man, I'll play a nut.
Oh, I'm playing nut outside.
do you remember the fucking Skittles and Starburst like insane commercials?
There's that
I
one where the
remember
guy would
the-
touch stuff and then turn to Skittles. It
Yeah.
was just like how tragic his life was.
There was that
The
little
berries and cream.
the berries
lab.
and cream Starburst one. Like that didn't make any sense.
Berries and cream. Berries and cream.
The guy is very ashamed of that commercial.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's like some like Shakespearean trade actor or something, and he's like, I do other things in that commercial.
Yeah, but we just want to hear berries and cream, motherfucker.
Exactly. Do the
Yeah,
dance monkey.
yeah. He's moved past it, and he wants us all to as well. I mean,
Let me
good for
tell you
him.
about YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Say the line, Bart. Say the line, Bart.
Say the line.
Yeah, that was a weird era. Oh, man, do you remember the Axe commercials? The really creepy, sexually assaulty ones where you
Yeah.
spray on yourself and you'd be molested by women?
I'll up that one. Do you remember Bod?
Yeah, I
Mmm.
want your bod.
Yeah. Show
Yeah.
me your bod.
There was an
Or how about the Herbal Essence shampoo commercials where they're in the shower just nutting?
I don't remember
yeah, we
those.
yeah, those were gross.
That was an
It
experience.
felt so European watching a commercial like that.
Yeah, that reminds me of the furry Orangina commercial too.
Like, have you ever seen international commercials in like Europe, like Spain or Italy, and it's just like they're just tits and ass, and
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing on television?
Yeah, the furry Orangina commercial is like a French commercial for Orangina, the beverage, and it's just like
Oh, fizzy bubbly.
it's like soft core furry porn.
It's so
Nice.
bizarre. Anyways, Tom, was that all you've been playing?
Uh, like Larry and Brett and I played some more River City Girls. That game is still fun. It is exactly what you expect it to be. Other than that, I don't think I've played much of anything. Not that I can think of. A lot of Fortnite.
Yeah, you
Oh,
get
I've been playing Siege. I'm back in the Siege trend. There's some new characters. There's a new map that I cannot figure out for the life of me. It is fucking incredibly confusing. I just run around and eventually find somebody, but I do not know that map at all. Like I can't even find the staircase. It's like the bomb's above me. I'll run around for like a solid minute and not find a single staircase. So I just run back outside and I just go up the wall and jump through a window. It's
Also,
very
Sona said Sneak King Hugmaster sounds better than Hitman. Oof.
okay.
And
yeah.
I
It looks like
agree, Sona.
we
Sneak
got some
King
demand for some
Hugmaster
sneaking.
does sound better than Hitman.
All right, we're
Oof.
gonna we're gonna be playing more Hitman no matter what. There's no debate. I'm not allowing it.
Are you a big
Corey's
fan of
hooked on the Hitman.
I
this?
love Hitman. Agent 47 is one of my favorite video game characters because he's so
Sexy.
nonplussed. No, he just doesn't care about anything except dressing up and murdering people. And then there's these always these giant plots involving like intrigue and like corporate takeovers, and Hitman just doesn't care. He just wants
He's just here to kill
like
people.
he's
Yeah.
told who to kill, and he's like, all right, I'll go kill them. And then like there's some sort of Agent 47. Do you know what we just did? And he's like, no, Diana, I'm just murdering
I'm
someone. What's up? Like this, I'm in the middle of something. I'm dressing up in like a cowboy outfit.
he's drowning somebody in a toilet while undressing them to get to steal their clothes. He's like, Sorry, I'm a little busy."
Let me go into what I've been playing because I've been playing a ton of the Hitman trilogy, which was a bitch to buy. I'm trying to get as high of a rating in all the missions as I can, not just using Tom as a reference, although his failures do motivate me. But you know,
I have fun.
you go through a few times, you can master all the different levels, and you unlock different drop-off points and weapons and outfits. And there's a bunch of little challenges hidden around the map. I did the Fugu from the last mission that Tom did, and
Woohoo!
it's such a great way to kill her because I got Silent Assassin. I managed to not be seen. It was a perfect kill. But the way it played out, I had to like beat three chefs unconscious rapidly in a row and hide their bodies because they kept noticing me or like knew I was there. I had to prepare the fish, run upstairs to the restaurant, wait at the little sushi counter and like not talk to anyone who wanted to try sushi until she came and then be like, "Oh, hey, do you want some sushi?" And then he said it. He said, "It's to die for." And then she's like, "Oh, is this fugu? Oh, I've been looking forward to fugu." And apparently the restaurant stopped serving it. She tries it, and then you have to get away as quickly as possible because she's going to drop dead in seconds. So she's continuing to talk to me while I'm running through the restaurant as fast as I can, down the stairs back to another outfit. And then I just hear a thud as she collapses.
Did you say tasty fish?
No, but I came back up in a different outfit, and I just heard people like, "Wow, I can't believe they served her fugu." Like, yeah, that was weird. Who was that guy who just ran away?
A white guy.
The white sushi chef.
I still couldn't unlock the CIA agent in the freezer though. That's so fucking hard to find.
How'd you kill the old dude?
Same thing you did. Like, so I found out like fixing the medical equipment. Nothing mattered until you destroyed the heart. Destroying the heart just gets him killed. Because that's his only heart transplant. There, he'll die without it. So the other
Okay.
stuff you can do, I guess that's part of something else that will like malfunction, but there's no point to it. You can just run down and destroy the heart. You know, get a wrench, freeze the room, get the guys to leave. And then, unlike your version, Tom, my version didn't cut away, and I saw what Hitman did to the heart. He
Oh,
crushed it in his hand and threw it against the wall into the trash.
really?
It was gross, yeah.
Oh, why didn't I get that?
I've noticed a few glitches in the Hitman games, which are fine, but sometimes random glares hit me or cutscenes don't play properly.
Interesting.
Uh, yeah, I played a lot of Hitman. I'll probably go through the whole trilogy. I've just been on the first part of the game, but I want to unlock as much of that as I can because then you get to play all the elusive targets. Once you know the maps well enough, it's a lot easier. I think the best mission I've done so far is you had to kill this lawyer when you killed the rock star, and if you dress up like housekeeping, you can show him to his room, and he makes you clean up different spots in the room because the room's not ready yet, and he judges your work, and then he goes, "Let's inspect the bathroom," and he looks at the toilet real closely, and his bodyguard leaves, and you just drown him in the toilet. It's so satisfying after he's been a dick.
That's pretty good. We'd love to see it.
I played more Peglin, which is the roguelike pachinko goblin orb
Oh,
game.
I've been looking at that. Is that fun?
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah,
of
that
fun.
looks pretty good.
It's frustrating some of the time because it is still a fucking pachinko ball drop thing. And so the only time things really mess up for me is when you have to choose which path you want to go on. It becomes a much smaller and less, there's still stuff on the board to block your ball. So when you want to pick the right path, I always bounce off and hit the wrong path, or I go into the damage part. It's very annoying at that, but it is a lot of fun. There's so much randomness to the orbs you can get and the different types of damage you can do. You can really overpower the game pretty easily with items and combos. It's pretty fun. It can be challenging, but I think it's better than. It's definitely a more novel approach than all the card, roguelike deck builders. It's a lot different. Just adding another game type to that mix. And then I got the new RimWorld expansion.
They're still making RimWorld?
Yeah, they came out. They keep
Wow.
coming out with DLC.
That's impressive.
The new one was called Bio something. Hold on, let me look it up. I've played around with it because the last one you could make ideologies biotech. Now children are in the game. You can have children naturally, or make them in artificial wombs or artificial growing things. It added all kinds of different genetic components, so you can mix races together and get different genetic.
Whoa, Cory.
I know that offends you as a capybara. It's interesting. The one complaint I have with RimWorld is it always seems, and I think the creator is Tycho. It's kind of a one man thing, but he has a small team now. But he always wants to keep the DLC sort of separate mechanically from the other DLC, uh, to not force players into buying it all. Not making people feel like, oh, this doesn't work without this. So he wants the DLC to kind of be able to stand on its own, and that's annoying sometimes when you own different levels of DLC when it comes to ideology, and the royalty one was the first. It really does feel like there should be steps that build on top of each other, and otherwise it just feels like DLC is very isolated in what it does.
It was the opposite of City Skylines.
Yeah, City Skylines is you need all the. That's a Paradox game though. Every Paradox game it feels like you need everything in it.
That's fair.
That's why you get the fucking Crusader Kings $200 pack at some point. Hearts of Iron fucking $500 of DLC, so you can
No
play as
thanks.
Hitler and not feel bad about it. 24-0 Cowboys.
Yeah. Fuck you, Tom Brady. This is how you go out.
He should have retired.
He should have retired.
He had that
Should have
wonderful
what's
Super
wrong.
Bowl with Tampa the first time. That should have been the end, right?
Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't have retired right then.
I mean, he's
Or
still
those times.
he's still
When
a
they drive a truck full of money to your front yard, you say, okay.
I mean, he is still a good quarterback, but he's really old.
He's older than me.
Well, yeah. A lot of
Like
people
10
are
years
older
older
than
than
you.
me. Yeah, but a lot of people my
I'm
age
looking at
are
this
retired from
Xena
football.
game right now. Oh, this looks real bad. We gotta play this.
It's like a Eurocom game, isn't it?
Is there only one Xena game?
I think
There's
there's
a PS1 and a Game Boy one. I'm looking at the
yeah,
PS1 one.
different games in that regard, but they came out at the same time, like a typical game back in the day. How the Game Boy
Oh,
version.
when you throw the circlet, your camera follows it and you pilot it.
Xena was such
Oh
a
boy,
good show. I know you people probably never watched it. It
I was
was.
more of a Mortal Kombat Conquest kind of guy.
I don't even remember that show, but
It was on after Xena.
Xena was so much better than Hercules. Like she had a character arc and like growth.
Yeah, and she was fucking. She's was an awesome female character in the '90s, which we didn't have enough
There
of.
were deep lesbian overtones to everything.
Oh yeah, it's so gay. It's so
And
gay.
like her main villain was a fucking used to be a little girl whose family she murdered and tortured, so she feels really bad about fighting her villain. She was a bad person, like ugh.
Yeah, Xena used to be a real a real piece of shit.
And I think Carl Urban was on her show.
Yes, I think that is true.
Theoden slash Dread slash Bones.
They're making a Dread 2.
Really, that movie didn't do well enough.
They announced it. Dread 2.
The
It's
one
like 10 years after the fact.
The one downside, well, I mean, that's fine. You cover up his face the entire time. I think it works well.
He still has a mean scowl, so that's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, Judge Dredd just has to look scowly for half his face.
Who had a wonderful wife and family? But Friday retro stream could be Xena if Curvels wants to play one for once.
I will be out. I'm out on Fridays.
Oh.
I'm always
What's
out
more
on
important,
Fridays.
Magic cards or Xena?
It's the only night of the week I can play Magic.
I tried to say Thursday, but he was like, no, that's draft day.
Yeah, I try to draft. I can't guarantee I'll be around. Draft doesn't usually
We're
happen.
gonna start
though.
playing some Xena, and we'll see where you come in.
Oh yes, Brady did have a wonderful wife and family, and he gave it all up for a losing season of football.
I mean, he gave it up to be, still considered. He is the greatest quarterback of all time. You didn't need to keep going. We're done.
Yeah.
You won enough fucking Super Bowls. Just have sex with your
Yeah,
beautiful
dude.
Brazilian model wife who's more famous than you.
Yeah, he literally could have just retired and had a good. What a dummy.
And stop kissing your
What an
son.
idiot.
It's weird. I know it's
Yeah, that is weird.
perfectly loving, but you represented a Boston team. No one kisses their kids here, ever.
Yeah. I mean, that's more of a Tampa thing, so it fits.
Yeah, roll tide. I guess that's Alabama.
All right, guys, we're wrapping this up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So much for keeping it light.
Oh, well, I mean, it was lighter.
Was it?
Wrap it up. Let's go.
I don't want any children.
This is wrap it up, Tom.
All right. I mean, we don't really have an official ending, so we have a
Thanks for
Discord, you
joining
can
us.
join it.
Join our Discord.
I'm doing the fucking spiel. All right.
You sounded like you were faltering. I'm sorry. You have a weak voice.
I'm sorry, guys, but if you could join our Discord, I'd appreciate it. We have conversations in there. We have a website. We do videos occasionally. You can check us out on Twitch and YouTube. Do we have a Twitter? I don't know. Do we have a Twitter?
Fucking, no, I don't think we do. But
No,
it's fine.
no Twitter.
We have a
don't
Twitter.
that anymore.
We have a Twitter. Do we tweet?
I've never
I don't
used
tweet.
it.
I used to, and then I was like, nobody gives a fuck, so I stopped.
Yeah,
tweeting.
Twitter's not that hot right now. I mean, it's
We
fine.
have a
It's still
Mastodon.
Twitter, but
I didn't make a mastodon for the podcast.
What do you mean?
Could.
You should have made a Mastodon for the podcast.
I don't do social media. I told Brett to take care of the Facebook, and he hasn't done a fucking thing on it.
Why would you have a Facebook? What the fuck, Grandma?
People use Facebook. I don't. That's why I told Brett to do it, because he's on Facebook posting shitty memes all the time. So I said, just do it. I gave him all the rights and shit, and he's like, okay.
Oh, hey, check us up on MySpace and LiveJournal. What the fuck's wrong with you? Facebook?
People use Facebook. I don't know. I don't know who these people are, but they're on there.
Look, we have a
It's actively
Discord,
used.
we have a website, and we have a YouTube. So if you find us there, they're all linked down in our description of our video somewhere.
man, y'all give a really "I'm gonna kill you" vibe that is getting. It's just not gonna take us places.
What are you talking about?
You keep talking like that, they're gonna find you in a river. And I understand you're an aquatic rat, but that's a threat. You'll have some.
Capybara is a delicacy down in Chile. Just keep that in mind. When
Anyway,
I book
fucking
our South American vacation,
join our
you watch yourself.
Discord, follow our Twitch, and Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
my dog's actively biting my hand, so you got to end this. All right, I got my hand back. All right, I'm gonna stop the pod. I'm gonna stop the stream. How's the stream? The